Whose side are you on in the Boosie versus Vlad interview gate?
Oh, I'm not hit.
I'm not hit.
I don't pay attention to no.
Boosie. I ain't get this one.
Oh no, come on, this one is good.
They boys.
This one is good. Come on, let's do it.
And we had a conversation, and this conversation was a private business conversation, but Boosie recently did a live where he revealed parts of this conversation, and in his live, he said that he had asked for $5,000 more, and I said no, which is why he's not going to do the interview.
I wanted $5,000 more than he wanted to pay me. He didn't want to pay me, so I think I'm gonna make more money doing it this way. And I'm editing my interview now.
Now, that's not exactly accurate. So, I wasn't gonna put any of this out there, but because he started putting out numbers out there and people started going, oh, Vlad being cheap, why is it only $5,000? You could pay him that, not knowing the whole picture.
Give it to us,
I'm gonna
Vlad.
lay out the whole picture for everyone just to explain what exactly is going on. So when I called Boosie, like I said, the fee had always been $25,000. He said, we had a conversation, $40,000. And I'm like, fam, I can't do $40,000. That's just putting me in the hole in a situation like this. He's like, well, I'll go as low as 35. And I'm like, man, listen, I might be able to do 30 after I run the numbers, but 35 is definitely out of the question. But let me go ahead and run my numbers and actually see what's going on. So I went back and I looked through the last, 5 or 6 interviews. And I looked, and the profit margin on each of these interviews was around $10,000. So I showed him the numbers. I sent him a spreadsheet showing him my back end numbers. And I'm like, bro, the most I could do is 25. You're asking for 35. Your traffic has been dipping over the years. You've gone from about 6 million to about 5.5 to about 5 and some change. So you're looking at about maybe a 10-15% decrease, 40,000.
Oh, I'm sorry.
In views, which means a 10 to 15% decrease in revenue, as you know, but you're asking for a 40% increase in appearance fee. A 40% increase. It doesn't make any business sense because what'll end up happening is, look, Boosie's already at home, right? He wakes up, he does the interview. There's no cost associated with him, and he was getting paid $25,000. I have to fly because I don't have a studio or a camera crew in Georgia, in Atlanta, so I have to hire a camera crew in Atlanta. I have to fly from LA to Atlanta. I have to get a hotel. I have to have all the costs associated with it. And then afterwards, I have to pay to get the video edited and pay my crew and everything else like that. And as you know, with YouTube, I'm taking all the risk because sometimes videos get demonetized.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Especially when you talk about someone like a Boosie who has, he swears, he's talking about a lot of edgy stuff in views, which means a 10 to 15% decrease in revenue, as you know, but you're asking for a 40% increase.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And at the end of the day, I'm taking 100% of the risk. So I'm like, listen, I cannot pay you $35,000 when I'm going to make nothing. Or maybe I'm even going to take a loss. And Boosie is like, yo, you're being cheap. And I said, I'm not being cheap. I'm being put in a situation where you make all the money and I make none of the money. It simply doesn't make any business sense. And at the end,
A little long, but that's Vlad's version of what happened. Boosie then came out and said, I'm going to interview myself. He did that. He put out a little teaser giving some of his Gucci Mane, Pooh Shiesty thoughts. But when that video went online, people was kicking his back in because the lighting is different and the lens is different. And Boosie black as hell with no lighting. So in the comments, hey, big dog, yo, just go ahead and take that 25 and take your ass back to Vlad. But interesting conversation.
I'm on Boosie's side.
Which side are y'all on and why?
Boosie. Yeah. 100%.
Y'all on Boosie's side?
100%.
Why?
It's 2 parts, so I'll address the first part. Yo, him interviewing himself, cool. This is my first up interview. Y'all could crack on me, but I'm gonna go get the lighting done. I'm gonna step it up. I'm gonna do these things, and this is my first one, so
Right.
I could fix that. Secondly, I don't believe, and I could be totally wrong, you guys are much better at this stuff than I. But I don't believe that Vlad is making $25,000 off of a Boosie interview, or he would have stopped doing Boosie interviews. I believe that Vlad is a successful businessman, and he's not even going to do if I'm only making 30, I'm gonna give you 25 margin. That makes zero sense to me. Anybody that has any business acumen knows that he is lying, and he's downplaying the numbers. And the thing is, you can't prove it. And so that's the thing. You can't prove what Vlad's numbers are. Boosie can't look at his spreadsheet and say, yo, this is accurate. This is what you're making on the back end. Because he would never give Boosie that. Nigga, I could type whatever the fuck I want in Excel and send it to somebody and say, yo, these are my numbers. I don't think that Vlad is as successful as he has been for the decades that he's been successful, making a 10% margin on every video he shoots. That don't make sense. You can't stay in business and do that.
But did he say he made it on every video or just just that video? Because
he said, "Yo, I went and looked at his numbers,
his recent videos."
And
I thought he meant his recent. He said, "Yo,
that's what
Yeah,
he's
that's
talking about.
That's what I'm saying. Vlad's not saying he makes 10,000 on every video he makes.
No, what
he pays.
True. What I'm saying though is, if I'm not gonna make money, it don't even behoove me to do the video.
I wouldn't be doing that for 25. If I'm only making 10, why would I do that ever?
He said not even 10. He said he
Or
wouldn't
less
even
than
make
10,
30.
yeah.
He say I might lose money on this video. I don't think that's the truth.
The way they clip them videos up and run them, so right, it'd be
They put it
37.
past the
It'd be
8-minute
Boosie
mark.
interview part 37.
It's also one part of the equation, right? Like, because these Boosie videos are over here and are doing well, other videos are getting visibility that you may be making a bigger profit margin off of. And it's all social media fodder, which is bringing more people to the channel than would come anyway. So it's kind of a loss leader, I guess, for lack of a better term.
And if I'm
Potentially.
Boosie,
Yeah.
and if I'm and
Without
this,
knowing his business.
it's Boosie know what's up. You want me to talk about this Gucci Man Pusha T? That is a hot topic, especially given the type of person that Boosie is. The he stands on.
True.
This is one of those. I know we jokingly say, "Who the fuck cares what Boosie got to say?" This is one where a lot of people want to hear what Boosie got to say.
And they
Boosie
gonna
knows
cook it up.
this, and I know you are going to monetize the out of this.
True.
No, you cannot give me my usual for this. Demand is high right now. You're going to pay high demand, and if not, I'll keep it myself and do it myself. And I'm 100% with Boosie in that.
I'm with Boosie about saying he can set his price, and he can say no. I ain't mad at that, but I don't think Vlad is right. I agree with Vlad. I mean, I'm just thinking, like, I'm just did a quick scan, and some of these videos did 1 million, some did 600,000, some did 100,000. Let's say,
But is that the whole interview or is that part?
I looked at the
3, 4,
clips
5?
and the whole. You know what I mean? So I just did a quick, just try to add
'Cause
up.
all of that adds up together.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. YouTube is the whole aggregate. Let's assume the whole aggregate is 5 million views. Let's just say, how much money is that worth to a YouTuber? What would y'all say?
It depends. It depends on the clicks. It depends.
There's a lot of factors,
Yeah,
but
that's
it wouldn't be far fetched to say that for every million he's making 7,000, 8,000 to 10,000, depending on the length of the video. Now, if it's an hour video, that's different. I'm just saying he might only be making 50 or 60, or let's just say generously 70,000 on the video. Let's just say it's 70.
Okay,
I don't think it's that much. I think it's probably, just looking at the numbers I just saw, somewhere around 50 or 60,000. If he pays him, what did he ask for initially?
25.
30.
30
was 40.
35.
He said 40.
If he gave him 40,
Then he said, I'll go down to 35.
so let's say, like I'm saying, if he had honored the request to 35, right? Because right, you set a number, you negotiate. Let's say it's 35. Now he's got 25. Like he said, he got to fly out there, set up a crew, and again, he's taking all the risk because you can get demonetized, you can have videos not hit. I'm just saying, and how much? I mean, y'all the
You think
capitalists.
Boosie should take some
How much
risk in
should he
this?
make from this?
You think Boosie should take some risk in this? Vlad owns this. This your shit.
Boosie
Boosie
don't
don't
be
get
taking
no
a risk. He would be getting the cash.
Right. But again, this is high demand. This ain't
I'm
a regular
I'm
interview.
gonna live and die with the upside or the possible downside. That is the ownership risk. When you own some, Boosie can't now come back and say, yo, this video did 40 million streams, so you need to give me more bread. When you own a company, that is the risk that you take. Joe pays me every month. If some shit go out the park, I can't now say, yo, that shit went out the park, give me some more spanky. The same way. So that's the thing. You can't when it's profitable and then I mean, you can't when it's not profitable and then rejoice when it is. Like, that is what happens.
This is what I'm missing. I'm not arguing that Boosie shouldn't be able to set his price and say yes or no based on what he thinks he's to make. I'm saying, what's wrong? Why is Vlad wrong for saying no to that number? What if he had asked for 50,000?
He's not
He's
wrong.
not wrong at all.
That's his
He's
decision.
not
Well,
I'm just saying Vlad's right.
It's not a right or a wrong issue. I said I side with Boosie, and I think Vlad is lying about the money.
don't
But based on what?
monetary thing.
But Vlad's not going to show
I
Boosie
think-
his real numbers of what he's making. Nobody's going to do that. Nobody's going to calculate, because Boosie did a lot of videos, and a lot of those videos have replay value. So if you might have made, he could have said, yo, I made only $10,000 from you this month. But then Boosie could say, well, what do you made the next month? What do you made the other month?
And not just
off of
that.
my videos only. If he takes his videos only, so I don't think that he's going to show him the numbers. I understand what you're saying, but I do agree with Vlad taking on. I do also agree. As a business, you gotta. The point is to make a profit. Like we can pretend all we want to. The point is to make a profit. Like if I'm doing that, I'm putting you on my platform. Whatever, you would have did it on your own, and we see what happened when you did it on your own. I put you on my platform. Like.
But it's that one part that I don't want to keep repeating the same thing. But again, this is a highly anticipated interview here. Vlad knows that. That's my thing. Vlad knows. I'll give you an example. Bring it here. That's like if Umar's coming back up here. Joe know what that's going to do. It's highly anticipated. Okay. So if I downplay my numbers to you, knowing I'm about to shoot this through the roof. And then and Boosie knows what you about to do. So no, you're gonna pay me more for this one because I know what happens.
Bro, I don't be on racial shit. It sounds like some white man to me.
Let me jump in here a little bit, and I'm on both of your sides. You said if Umar comes back up here, I know what that's gonna do.
Correct.
Okay, I also know what he does without me. And I could be of the position that it ain't that much.
Okay.
Back to Mr. Tendernism and Homeboy. The union together is where the value is. The second that you go and try to no lighting, no camera, and do it on your own, all right, you want to fuck up the dope, it up. Now,
prior to that, though, stop, because I'm with you. Let's say prior to that, though, let's say Boosie never does this part. He never puts out his clip of his interview with the bad lighting, the bad camera, none of that. He's still keeping it. He hasn't said anything yet.
And Boosie's math, just so you know, Boosie is saying, when I was charging you 25 grand, I did 7-8 interviews in a year. Now that I'm telling you 40 grand, 35 grand, I haven't done any in the last 7 months. I feel like I'm saving you money. That's what Boosie is saying.
I get that logic.
I don't. That's not logical to me.
I think to set a precedent, I'm not paying nobody $25,000 to do an interview. That's me. Vlad has a business that is working and is successful. I would assume that Boosie is a large part of that, but that's a lot. If a nigga you had success with come in your face, I need 40 grand to sit down. Now,
but
I don't think he's wrong. I don't care about that part.
But that matters, though. That's very important.
To you, the part that matters to me is if I come sit down once, you can make that B300 videos. And so I care about that. So I'm charging you 40, but now you have 300 videos that you're clipping, and all of them are doing numbers.
Yep.
1. 2, damn, what was I about to say? What was I about to say? My memory is bad.
Can I jump in real quick?
Well, let me at least try to remember what I was about to say. What was I saying? Oh, Vlad runs a subscription service. So it is a little disingenuous to say,
I didn't even know that.
Hey, I'm checking the numbers on these videos over here, and it ain't hidden. Well, no, it ain't hidden there.
And
But if I come over there and the subs is just all the way through the roof only when I sit down, I'm well within my right to charge what I'm charging. Again, I agree with both of them in this.
And I don't pick a side.
I don't think there's
I don't pick a side.
Yeah, I don't think there's a wrong answer.
I think Parks' point is even makes it even stronger. Yo, I might have led somebody here to see this, but now they looking at Freeway Rick Ross. They looking at this because it's gonna give you suggested to watch. So now you can't quantify what I did for your traffic.
New Joe Budden.